Another video, Dominator here, and we are back with Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. We are about to start a trial, I'm guessing.
It's time for the long-awaited class trial! Now then, allow me to appoint a proper location for the proceedings. Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
The red door on the first floor. That's where I should go. Oh, where I have to go. Oh, so that's what this door was. I thought it was the principal office. You're late, Makoto. We've all been waiting for you. I bet you were afraid you'd be discovered as the murderer you are.
Listen to me!
Let's not jump to conclusions yet. Save that for the class trial. There we can reveal all the details of Makoto's crime. Because it's really all convinced I did it, but I didn't do it. Me and Sayaka both know that all too well. But then, who is the killer? The one who murdered Sayaka. Is it really one of us?
Is everyone here? Okay then. Please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your fates will be decided. I'll meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
I'm curious what happens if we lose the class trial. If that's possible. So we're gonna save right now. So we're gonna see that. Actually, I just want to see that.
Got it!
Right, so I haven't decided 100% that you are not the you are the culprit just yet. Maybe, but you're obviously leaning that way. Well, it's funny thing that might actually prove your innocence. I guess I'll follow her. Let's get started. I guess I have no choice but to get on this elevator. Let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Good idea.
Hey.
Are you scared? No, scared isn't quite right. I've said it before, but it's up to you to uncover the mystery surrounding this case yourself. We will never come to grips with the truth. I need to uncover the truth of Sayaka's death. And I think she knows, but she wants me to figure it out myself. So I get closure. She knows I need closure. I didn't need someone else to do that. And Sayaka's on there. I swear I'll find out who the real killer is. Turn trembling with him towards the elevator. With each step, I can feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else was already on the elevator when I finally stepped in. Doors closed and the elevator started to move. The steel box descended with heavy clunking sound towards the basement. I wonder if this is how death row inmates feel when his time finally comes. Why does it have to be he? Rather than that, is it not more like a defendant waiting to receive the judgment? Oblivious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school. You finally arrived! What do you think? Doesn't it feel like a real courtroom? It's like a Hollywood movie set, right?
Shit.
Not even close. It's total.
Well now.
Okay, everyone. Find your assigned seats and sit down. Hurry up! Now, hurry up! Stop for a second. What? We did what he said and found our seats. The seats were arranged in a giant circle. It was set up so that everyone could see everyone else. What's awesome meant it'd be easy for anyone to transfer their attention and ease onto anyone else. The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there. Until the curtain of our first case opened, a deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate, a deadly class trial. Oh, I knew that felt like it would be a good place to end. Set skill. Open e-handbook, presents. No, I have some. Increase damage to the opponent when a statement is destroyed. Effective during the bullet time. Oh. Effective during the bullet time battle. Cost 3. Ooh. I feel like I'm about to be good now. Trial. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course!
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship penetrates?
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so...
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get... First up is the case summary.
It's about to begin. The debate is to decide who the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't just about me. Everyone's lives are on the line. Your first... Absolutely. All things progress during each trial. You will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. Oh, this is gonna be hard. I might just not do it at all. Which means is that you have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets you found during the investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the left stick to aim with, then fire with the triangle button. Pay close attention to each character's statement and use your truth bullets to blast one at another. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so be careful. During these arguments, good luck, have fun. We're gonna run out of time on purpose because I want to see what happens. Evidence of struggle.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yeah, you know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
There didn't know explain what happened in my room. For the first debate, we'd like to... If you're unable to spot and refute someone's lies or contradiction, then it will repeat. If in a group statement, some words will bring Disney. Yeah. I might... Okay, so yeah.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yeah, you know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
No!
Pizza!
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
That makes
You're
sense.
saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide.
I got my voice kinda right
The
for
killer
her.
followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
This sounds French.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It
Didn't
shouldn't
sound
even need
Japanese at all.
explaining.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
There's a knife, obviously. Literally stabbing her abdomen.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach.
It's literally.
Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had.
No, that's
Wrong.
No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach. And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
I like her.
You really believe that?
Yep, it's not me. But there's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find it. Because I know, well, I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop this. Sure! You can concentrate by holding the R1 button. While you're concentrating, time will slow down, so you can pay closer attention to what everyone is saying. On top of that, it'll steady your aim, making it easier to punch target potential weak spots. Concentrating like this consumes the focus gauge, and if your gauge is empty, you can't concentrate. But the focus gauge will recover over time, so your brain take a rest. So let your brain take a rest. No need to rush. Well then, good luck. Have fun. Make your argument. Yep.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret. Nobody...
No, that's wrong!
I saw that. Those are actually
Okay,
able
wait,
to be met.
hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
I got her voice pretty good.
What if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
I was thinking of getting tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back to the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall. But I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together, and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more important
importantly, why would I...
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So if they want to kill 2 people and they have an accomplice... Never mind, I asked that in the anime. I never got an answer for that.
So in other words, 2 people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together.
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rules?
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case! Oops! Did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, so I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that?
I can.
That's right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no.
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room.
Yep.
So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
He's big and
But
muscly.
if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility.
Oh, yeah, that's true! One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because they're not here anymore. Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
I got it! Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
The person who took the knife was the victim herself!
I'm sure she just took it for...
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See? He did do it after all!
You're disagreeing with him, because I know you like him from the anime.
No, you're wrong!
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us off?
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you? Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
A hangman's gambit, sure. As things advance further in the class trial, the hangman's gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around in the air already known. Complete the phrasing by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the left stick and triangle the Okay, if you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. In this case, it is zero. or if you run out of time, you fail. I didn't even read that. Hang on, damn it. Hit again. Hit again. Oh, hair. It's hair. I want to get the song.
Now I understand.
Shoot, I got it right.
That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense, does it?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
very true,
Makes sense.
very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then, Makoto isn't the culprit?
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind.
Shoot!
Okay. Yeah, we get to figure out what happens when we get it wrong.
Shoot!
Cause I want to see if it's death.
Shoot!
I know what it is. It's the door. And we're free. Uh-oh, have you already come to the end of the day? The class trial is officially adjourned. Now it's time to reveal who the Blacken is. It appears the one with the most votes is Makoto. However, Makoto is not the Blacken. Too bad. You too, get to graduate. On the other hand, everyone else can...
Is this really the end for all?
Someone's saying they know. Just game over. No special death scene, no nothing. Nope. Yeah. Continue. No, we're actually gonna be serious about this. I thought I might do like a special death scene, but no death scene. Yep, we already read all this. Not at all. I already did this.
I assert that the one who was killed and the murder.
In the bathroom, so it seems the killer must have taken she didn't even have a chance to
No, it's wrong.
I like this animation. It's amazing. Back to an argument.
So what was used? It was some kind of without a doubt.
So the killer used some random...
No, it's wrong.
So I guess there's no question. But where does that...
Makoto, you did it in secret.
No, that's wrong.
This is cool music. Next thing, talk about it. Sorry,
I got it! Then...
Hello. We're doing a Hangman's Gambit, right? Yeah, Hangman's Gambit. Here, so... R.
Now I understand!
Complete. There we go. Now we can actually do it. No, not door frame. Door knob.
I got it!
Yeah.
Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay, let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
Yeah. There's a bit more to learn about. No, sure. The number of weak spots will start going up. But no matter how many weak spots, there are essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. I knew it was going to get harder. What I'm trying to say is not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use a truth bullet on the wrong one, and not only will you fail to refute what they say, but you will also lower your trust with everyone. Your influence gauge will take damage. Now, that is important because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You only have your own logic, which restarts are actually lies and contradictions. Well then, good luck and have fun. It's actually kind of fun. Make my argument. Stop from different.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Not a contradiction.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door.
Shoot!
Okay, I thought that was a contradiction.
The incident took place in Makoto's room.
Sayaka was first, she then fled into the...
Then the killer ran, and they got into the back. At that point, the killer...
Because Sayaka had locked it.
Nope. That's a lie.
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door, that's not lucky at all.
So the reason the door didn't
Actually,
open was just because it was stuck.
Proves my innocence.
But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake. thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
The nameplates!
Shoot!
Time took place in my room. I thought it was Sayaka because of the
must
nameplate.
not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was?
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom.
Then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
Ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
What I've been trying to tell you.
Then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules.
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
You should be happy with this. You have no chance. I believe it's you. Only because of that numbers, but they're probably random
Our
numbers.
necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how...
Oh! As a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you...
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then...
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
No, that...
Oh! Trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
They wouldn't let them in because of... Might be the switching rooms. Yeah, switching rooms.
I got it!
I got
Because
it!
Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter... Same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open the door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
Something I want to talk to you about just in us two. There's a main place, make sure you don't get...
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil. And these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique. But even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk.
I knew that the notepad was suspicious. Knew it. I knew it. This is BS. I knew it.
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto.
No, I didn't. But
of course you didn't. Because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
That note. Sayaka wrote it?
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
That's a
But
BS.
can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then. Pay attention.
She is creepy. Make my argument. Dorm nameplate.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see.
So I missed.
So it's something they would have gone to exactly.
The room that Makoto...
No, that's wrong.
Look what I missed.
The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually...
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right?
Okay, then who did it?
I got it! Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note. She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She tried to frame me for murder, didn't
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
She tried to frame me for
To
murder, didn't
understand
she?
that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then?
The trials are long.
Probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out. We know who did it. Whoever she invited over is the culprit.
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during...
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
Because it had to...
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword.
Yes.
You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist!
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
All right, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
What happened in my room? It's a bit more to learn about the non-stop... Absolutely. Are you getting used to non-stop debates? Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth slider. Come on! But just like with the weak sword, only one of those bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you have to find the right truth bullets with the right weak plus to refute each statement. If you come up with the wrong combination, you'll damage your influence gauge. Press L1 to rotate the cylinder, and choose which bullet to fire. Press and release L1 to cycle through the bullet. So you hold down it and then use the left stick to select the specific bullet. By the way, if the logic here is set to timed, your bullets will be loaded into the fire. For our purposes this time, the logic difficulty will be set to mean. Well, I set it to time, but I guess they're doing it from minute to time. Okay, stop the sword, shoot, kitchen set,
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. The sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Mizono's wrist.
So, she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened. When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. The sword-based sneak attack.
That's not it.
And that's what broke Miss Mizono's...
So, she grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
Dang it.
Shoot!
Ow!
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed, and that's when the first sword-based sneak attack.
Yeah, I knew it had something to do with that, because of scratches.
Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead! Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it! So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka, so she grabbed the sword to defend herself. But then the culprit took... Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sayaka tried to frame
Sorry,
me.
but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
What does that have to do with it?
No, that's not it at all. I got it!
The water was off. Nighttime.
According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
Oh my.
You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
Insult?
Obviously. So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
I got it! Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own. She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch. Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work,
Makoto.
the target had to be lured out while still
You definitely
keeping
sound
the
like a
room
foreigner.
swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on! Because...
Hey! You guys have You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's...
As far the numbers, dying message.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
That's where you're wrong.
There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining? Wait, what did you say?
Dining?
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood.
Let me see you upside
There
down.
must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
I just checked that upside down. Don't tell me that says Leon.
Well, before we get too far into that,
Leon's
I
that
need
kid,
to
right?
ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
There was
I got it! Her left
index?
index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
Yep.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. What the heck do those numbers mean? 11037?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1-1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
I know.
You're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1-1, but
That's an
looking
N.
at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa, you might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
But even if that really is an N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Rotate it?
Oh my god. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it.
So, whose name did she write?
Here's my answer. The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing
Leon.
180 degrees. If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N. L-E-O-N. Or more accurately, Leon.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence. It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No, it's not random at all. She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence...
I gotta hurry up the class trial because I'm running out of time.
I got it! You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the...
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them, and to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that...
Yeah, I mean...
That's right. There are plenty of other people. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are
The
some
crystal
other
ball.
things
He's a
that they
baseball
revealed.
star,
Are
right?
you finally starting to understand? The answer's to...
Yeah. I got it! If you look closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room. And obviously, you wouldn't be able to... You'd need the key to get in. And so the killer had to be whoever was in charge of...
Yeah. Crystal ball. Shattered crystal ball.
The key to the trash room? Whoever was on cleaning duty must have...
So the only one with the person in charge of the...
Nope.
No, that's wrong. Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using...
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the...
Yes, you could.
What is it, some kind of glass?
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but,
But how would you use it?
I got it!
I already figured it
The
out.
killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that one through that... through a gap in the gate? Remember what you said...
Yep.
Hifumi had the key. So was because the killer was able... Once they got in the incinerator...
Hey, come on!
All you have to do is look at the shards of broken glass. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence...
Wait, no!
I'm not trying to skip through all this, but I'm running out of time.
You'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something nuts. Could someone really...
That's right!
Difficult, absolutely. I got it! Because the killer is the ultimate... Do you have any idea?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
I'm not the kid! These goddamn shipper brain...
You still want Makoto. And with that...
Listen to me!
Say what you want. Now here's what happened.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna end this video. I hope you like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Bye. You already know.